I want to pivot and talk about Blade. Blade is in a really tough situation. Blade in the MCU. It's a movie that's scheduled to come out a year and a month from today. I mean, November of 23. This movie is scheduled to come out, and it's been riddled with disastrous things. Like, the director has been fired.
Yep.
It took them a long time to come up with the script.
Oh, wow.
It has been alleged that the script is only 90 pages and has limited action sequences. One person on Twitter said that there was only 2 mediocre action sequences in Blade. It's also been rumored that Mahershala Ali himself is very frustrated with the project, and he is not happy. Also, they fired the director for Blade. Not only did they fire the director for Blade, and they had multiple rewrites of the script, but the person who wrote the script for Blade was fired as well. This is not a good story for the Marvel's MCU when it comes to Blade. Even with all the exciting news from Marvel Studios, we're seeing that Blade is going through it as well. Marvel hasn't shared any specifics about what the new take on Blade will be. Now, a newly surfaced report online shows some idea of what's going down. A rumor from the Illuminati says that the movie takes place in the 1920s. The 1920s is around the time where Blade was born in the comics, if I'm not mistaken. The Blade movie that we got with Wesley Snipes, it was the 1960s, but it was still relatively pretty much accurate. This guy is your new director? I believe he's the new director. Bo DeMaio. According to the sources, Bo DeMaio really impressed Kevin Feige because of the work that he did with X-Men 97. Kevin Feige was impressed with that work. He was also impressed with the work that he did on Moon Knight. He was the writer of X-Men 97 and Moon Knight. And it impressed Feige so much that he said, you know what? Let's give you a shot and usher you into this position as director of Blade. Okay? So X-Men 97 is not out yet, but we can talk about Moon Knight. For me, Moon Knight...
Trash.
It was...
Trash.
It started off really good and then went nowhere quickly. Questioning, will Blade be a full origin story? We don't really know. Over the course of Phase 4, Marvel Studios brought a number of different adaptations of characters. This might be a prequel movie if it's set back in the 1920s, if they choose to do that. But most people are saying that do not bank on that 1920s script making it through. A lot of people believe that that script has been totally thrown out and they're not going to move forward with it. So yes, as we can see, they lost their director. This was the previous director of the movie. His name is Bassam Tariq. He was the director that was originally directing Blade, but he has since been fired, but he is still going to remain on the film as an executive producer, which means you won't even be on set. You can still get EP credits for what he's done so far.
His
exactly.
contract, it's in his contract.
Yeah, exactly.
But he doesn't look, Hollywood be playing people. The picture of him don't even look like he's capable. They did that on purpose. They
like
took
a
the worst
serial
picture
killer
of him and put it up there. If he was still on the movie, they have a great looking picture of him.
Like
Keep
a
going,
Norman,
Jody.
like a
Excuse me, I
Norman.
didn't mean to
So
interrupt.
it's cool. So we're pretty much done there. So to lose for Blade to go through these issues with the script, it loses its writer and director and replace. And now they're rewriting the script with a brand new director. And the movie's supposed to come out in a year. That's not going to happen. Get ready for Blade to be pushed back because of this. Mahershala Ali is upset, allegedly frustrated on set with how trash this movie is because he doesn't want to be tied to a bad project. Because if we think about it, I don't know a bad project that Mahershala Ali is tied to. Even when he was in Luke Cage, the first 7 episodes were lit because of him.
That's
and
true.
once he died, then the show got bad.
I give you that.
I haven't seen a bad Mahershala Ali project.
and the funny
even going
thing-
back to House of Cards.
Even the funny thing is that he's not even like A-list. His
I
star,
think he is. I
his
think he's
star
I think
is
he's A
still
now.
rising. You know what I mean?
I think
He
he's
has-
the black actor now.
That
He
green,
is.
green
He's
in
the
my-
black actor,
in
right?
my
Green Book
opi-
blew him up. That Green Book that blew him up. A lot.
I
Let's
wouldn't
get
give
that
it to-
straight.
In my opinion, he's one of the most talented, but he hasn't even seen his peak yet.
Right.
And he's clear. The moves he makes now have to be very careful in order to get to where he thinks he could be. He can eclipse a lot of people if he has the right project. And the worst thing is, A 1920 superhero movie sounds horrible to me. Who wrote chat? I need your help on
so
this
Blade
one.
was a character born. I think he was born in like the 30s or the 40s.
Yeah, but just the
Yeah,
costumes
he's been around
and
for a
the
In
look.
long
Europe too,
time.
like Europe.
But for superhero movies, this is really 1920s. Like I wouldn't even want to see 1920s Batman. That's like Dick Tracy or something.
Yeah.
Like Sin
You're not
City.
into that?
Fire.
that
Nah,
Rat Pack type of
not
Tracy
not
was
for a
lit.
vampire movie. No,
Dick-
it sounds horrible.
the
Matter of
Roaring
fact.
20s.
Jack the Ripper style. Nah.
Everything's booming. See, understand? I'll kick him with the snap, huh? See.
Who wrote Blade, the Wesley Snipes version, y'all? Please let me know. Because he had 2, 3. I would rather see that writer dig his old ass up, see what he's doing. Because this
We gotta
don't
understand
sound
that's not
good.
really fair because that writer writes rated R projects and Blade's not going to be rated R in this MCU.
There ain't gonna be no blood in this.
It's not going to be rated R.
No blood.
So vampires can't bite people?
They gonna bite.
They'll bite people, but
gonna
there
be no
won't
blood.
there won't be no gushing blood. No, that's not going to be in. This
I'm
movie.
glad this movie doing bad. I'm the only one that said it. Well, I'm gonna say this because that was. I'm glad this movie doing bad.
The
I
chat's
didn't
coming
want-
back. David S. Goyer for the writer.
I didn't want. I
Is
did
he
not.
still alive?
David S. Goyer did BVS Man of Steel.
I didn't want this to happen at all. Especially not Mahershala Ali being Blade at all. I didn't see that. Never saw that.
Thanks, chat.
And it's Marvel don't know what the fuck they doing with a lot of their shit right now. Anyway, I mean, let's keep that a buck. Like this should have been when Kevin Feige pushed the issue about it's gonna happen.
Let's talk about Kevin Feige for a second. The person who also broke the news, who's very close to the film, also says that besides Mahershala being unhappy, they also say that Kevin Feige is spread too thin in the MCU. And this is something that we talked about for a very long time.
I think
right here on
I
Jody's
touched
Corner,
on
bro.
that last week. How
The
could
gas, his hand is halfway off the steering wheel, foot not all the way on the pedal. He's half asleep at the wheel. That's
Can't
what
do
the
it no more.
situation is, bro.
One man, 30 movies. Keep it in mind.
He needs help. He needs some milk. He needs help.
I don't. I think it's because I think Feige's getting worn out.
With Disney?
I've noticed it after around Endgame. Was it Endgame? Around that time.
I think
He's giving too much freedom to directors to do things not according to his plan, and it's a little messy.
I think it's to be put a point where, like I said before.
Go ahead, Sad.
Go ahead.
There's a reason they don't let TV directors direct the whole season. They give them 2 or 3 episodes, then they switch it out. Some TV shows suffer because of it. The showrunner can see the full vision, but I think and there's a reason they put narcs, they pull them off the street. You remember Donnie Brasco?
Yep.
If somebody's in undercover too long, they start really becoming a gangster. They no longer a cop pretending to be a gangster. I think that Kevin Feige has been too close for too long. He needs to come up for air. They need to put somebody in charge, give him his salary, give him a year off to go to the Bahamas and relax, because these movies are coming back to back to back, and he might take a vacation, but it's not enough time for him to get his mojo back. Yes, he did so much for the team, and be thankful for that, but nobody can go at 100 miles an hour for so long without running out of gas. And I think that it's not no fault of his own. We're all human. You know what I mean? He's trying to be the superhero.
If you look at the MCU right now, it doesn't look as cohesive as it does Phase 3, 2, and 1. It's kind of all over the place. And what I mean by that is, like, you got Shang-Chi, which is on another realm.
Yeah.
It feels like it. They have a door that opens to another realm.
Yeah.
On Earth somewhere in a maze.
Yep.
What the freak? Yep. And then you have Eternals.
That was way different.
That is completely different. I like it, but it's completely different.
Yeah.
Then you have every old day, don't nobody want it, Black Widow in there. Yeah. And then you have Multiverse of Madness, opening up everything.
Loki.
And then you have, what else was it? No Way Home, Spider-Man.
That was different.
Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield are back. Where are we going here? And now we got Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman coming back as Deadpool and Wolverine in Deadpool 3.
Which is wild.
That's tying in X-Men. Mm-hmm. That's tying in X-Men Origins Wolverine from 2009.
Old X-Men.
Yep.
Yes. How? How are you going to bring all this and make it make sense? I really don't see how they're opening up all these doors of different time travel methods, different universes. Where do they all come together? Where do they tie in? There is none.
They used to take a 3-year lapse. They used to take a break. Nobody's getting a break. His main job right now should be finding his predecessor.
All right, that's a good one.
That should be his main. That should be his main focus. Finding someone who is him 10 years ago. Interviewing all day, every day. He should not be at the helm right now.
I feel like
I'm not saying putting him out the pasture.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that he needs to step back for a little bit and take a breather, and then somebody else. But see, that's the way Hollywood works. He step away.
Bobo says it won't make sense. We just gotta accept it either way. I don't like that. And you know what's crazy? Bobo's right. Niggas is just gonna accept it.
They gonna eat it up.
But the MC, that's not the MCU that I mean, all right. So the
MCU,
the Infinity Saga was a thing. It was a 10-year thing. But now with this next saga, whatever it is, we're not gonna follow that same structure. That structure works. That tying in these movies and making us wait till the after credit scenes. I mean, look at the after credits of Eternals. As JC Tejada says, don't ask no questions. Just give him the money. Thank you, JC Tejada. I appreciate you. You know, matter of fact, he says Don Cheadle's movie will probably replace Blade's spot. Don't know if that's gonna work because we have some Don Cheadle movie news later on in topic number 3. I don't really think that's gonna happen at all.
You giving them 3 topics tonight?
Yeah, 3. Why not? Freak it, bro. We can get through that third one. It's really a highlight type of situation.
Tight. Thanks for everybody donating tonight.
Yeah, thanks for everybody showing love and shit on Jody's Corner. I really appreciate that. Really, really do.
I always said it like it is. I feel like when Kevin Feige tried to continue going with new shit, trying to bring up his own ideas, I feel like he keep getting pushed back.
I want
on a lot of things too, because I mean we see that, as you said, from back then we had fire, you had Iron Man, you had Civil War, you had Winter Soldier, all this, and now this stops. Why? Somebody's stopping. Even though Kevin Feige, nobody's doing it, he's doing his own. Somebody's stopping him from making those type of movies again.
Well, this is how we feel. This is how we feel, ladies and gentlemen. But what is this? This is Jody's Corner, and it's time. Whenever you see this, talk to me. That's exactly what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to talk to me because I have some bold stuff to say on this show. Is when you guys are going to talk to me. That lets me know that the shit is in there and come and join in. The first person that joins in, I'm going to get their opinion on what they think about this situation. This is not a good look for Blade.
Jody, the president can only rock for 8 years, and he's running the entire country.
Unless you're Roosevelt.
He's the most powerful man in the free world. When you get a new car, when you lease a car, why do they have a 3-year lease? It's not that the car is not still a good car, but peak performance. Those that can afford to jump in a new lease every 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah. Yep.
Because they want that top. If you got it like that, 10,000 miles and under, new car every 2-3 years.
Yep.
And this is, they should give him a piece of everything throughout perpetuity, or give him some of the action. But he should be on a boat somewhere sipping Mai Tais. Good job, you've done your deed. Let's see who's next.
Hey man,
but nobody wants to step away from the realm. It's too powerful,
I was actually excited for Blade. I actually was anticipating it. No longer.
I wasn't.
This movie's a dumpster fire. I do not have any more anticipation for Blade at this point. It was already going up an uphill battle being a PG-13 freaking vampire movie that Wesley Snipes perfected.
Twilight.
Facts.
I'm good.
Twilight better than that.
Good. I'm writing Blade off my anticipated list.
Is Wesley even a consultant on this one?
No. Sure not.
No.
Wesley's over. Wesley's kind of canceled without being canceled.
Do y'all think too that Kevin Feige is a little bit big-headed now because of all the movies that he came up with? So it's like, we could just put this out there. They'll take whatever. The fans will take whatever.
He's big-headed.
You know what? This right here, he's seeing the scripts and like, this shit sound like trash, but they'll take it. We'll take it. Damn. I don't know about this.
This is the
But you know what? We'll make $1 billion off of this. Let's go ahead and do it.
This is
without really,
Keep going, bro.
without really, going for it. I feel like that Kevin Feige was the type of man, as you said, that, he shows his writers and directors, writer director Superman, showing them a good movie, and it seems like.